Alright, hello fellow viewers and welcome back to yet another Safari Sunday, and it's Area 5 time today. And what I haven't gotten in Area 5 was any of the water pokes that you could get. So let's go to Pokéfinder and go to Encounter Type Surfing. And then go to Area 5. Let's see what I can get. I can get a Wooper. I can get a Meryl, although I do have shiny Meryls. I wouldn't mind having it one from the Safari Zone. And Quagsire technically as well, although I don't think, I think I checked this before. Yeah, I just don't get any Quagsire, unfortunately. It's impossible for this. Unless, of course, I go for very late advances. But that's not for another day. I first am gonna need to get the video battle video method down to a T, and then I will attempt getting all these late ones. Hey there, Fiery Chameleon. Welcome back to the stream. How you doing? Meryl is Poggers. Yes, Pika Blue is Poggers, definitely. Still remember when it was called Pika Blue. Someone says, Meryl, I get summoned. Yeah, I understand that. So I think, yeah, why not go for that? Let's see. Can I get a quirky Wooper? Yes, I can. I think that might actually be a bit better since, well, it's a bit lower than the 15,000 frame. Not that I mind, I actually want them all. But yeah, let's try that first. Alright. So without any further ado, let's start RNGing. You can watch the intro, might as well, before I have to look something up. It is a nice intro though, I have to say. Still remember when I saw that as a small kid for the first time. And that's already, what now, over 20 years ago? Ah yes, getting old. And yes, while you do this, if you let the intro play, the frames advance at normal speed, so you can actually, if you have a very long waiting time, you can actually just let the intro play, provided of course the intro isn't longer than your frame wait. And let's just, yeah, let's go there. So Area 5 is to the right of Area 1. Very easily, I mean, it's easily found, it's easy to reach. You just follow these steps here. So this is where it forks, and you go to the right. And when you see a new text box appear, or like that wooden panel with Safari Zone on it, that's when you know, okay, you've entered a new area. And this body of water specifically is what I'm using now, as in surfing and Wooper. That's what I'm using, so if you ever want to recreate what I'm doing right now, this is how you do it. But yeah, I really need to get the video method down. That way I can get some frames that are very late. Because the one that I showed earlier, that would be like an hour or more of waiting time, and that's just, obviously I cannot stream just waiting for an hour and see if that was the correct input. That would just not be feasible at all. So what you can do in Emerald only, because it doesn't exist in Ruby and Sapphire, is that you use the battle video in order to freeze or start at a frame for your reset. So if I wait 2 in-game hours and then I save a new battle video, let's say I started that battle that gets saved onto a video at the 2-hour mark exactly. That would mean that if I watch that video, then my game would start at the frame 2000, not 2000, sorry, at 2 hours, whatever, how many frames that would be. Don't know that by head, but you could calculate that. Salam Ahmed, welcome back to the stream, how you doing? Anything tasty cooking lately? Oh, and yeah, Fiery Chameleon. First, shout out to him. He's a Patreon of mine. And second, yeah, just let me know how the Pokemon Home thing goes. And this is the first reset. Let's see if I actually did it right. And no, I didn't. This is a normal Whooper, also called Felino in German, interesting enough. The shiny is pink, so it's one of the best. I mean, I use the quirky now just to get it a bit earlier. The quirky frames are around 230 seconds. And the adamant frames are usually around 252, I think. And past here, go here. As I said already, when that wooden text box appears, that's when you know that you've entered a new area. And there are 6 areas in the Safari Zone. It's just that area 6, you can only have access to that in the post game. Just so you know, I definitely know some streamers who wanted to catch specific area 6 exclusive Pokemon there, but they haven't finished the Elite Four. They haven't beaten it, the main game, so that won't work. I'm not cooking, but I'm about to make a coffee, ice cream, cookies, milkshake. Oh, that sounds really amazing. Now I want one. Tried again just before the stream and same issue, trouble with linking my accounts on my Pokemon Home. Oh, that sucks. If that doesn't work out, I mean, we can make... I'm sure we'll find a different solution then. Right, 5 viewers, but only 2 talking. Seems like I do have some shy viewers in my stream right now. To be fair, I'm often like that as well. With some streamers. Depends. Some streamers are just really talkative, others are not. Some check the chat constantly, others don't. And of course, I mean, I do understand that from a viewer's perspective, it's much more interesting to chat if the streamer is engaging in a conversation with the viewers. If they're never reading the chat, or they're just reading top chat or just from donators, then, well, you gotta be one of the people who pay, obviously. Not that I judge that. I mean, I kind of did it before, but now I'm somewhat disappointed of myself for doing so, because that's not usually who I am. I usually don't judge that easily before knowing enough, but yeah, that's when I did it. Turns out when you are a streamer and you're trying to at least make it some form of income as well, not just for fun, but also for fun, that's important. But I kind of understand some of these streamers' restrictions. Especially, I mean, I am a very small one. I usually have like 7 people at most watching, like concurrent viewers. But if you have thousands and they're all typing a message into the chat every minute, then of course it's gonna be super hard. You simply cannot answer to them all. Alright. Beat Pokemon Emerald in the most toxic way. Used toxic. And that's a normal Meryl, which I don't mind either, but Meryl is poggers, definitely. But I want, if a Meryl gets caught, then hopefully it's gonna be a shiny one. It is interesting the way shiny Meryl then would be in the Safari Zone ball. Which I'm pretty sure that online that would interest some people. There's definitely always people on the GTS looking for specific Pokemon in very specific Pokeballs. Especially Pokeballs that are non-purchasable. For example, the Safari Balls. I mean, technically you can purchase them. Because you pay the entry fee to the park. Oh, excuse me, it's always like that. Jeez, why does it always have to be when I stream? But yeah, you cannot have the Safari Ball as an item unless you hack. So that'd be definitely interesting for some, maybe. You used all your rare candies on Rayquaza and then he became level 77. The whole team's only for healing my Rayquaza. Yeah, that's a way to beat it, sure. Although with most toxic way, I was kind of thinking literally as in toxic stall. That would have been funny. TF2 lately has been almost completely free from bots due to a contractor at Valve. Not Valve themselves, got rid of them. Oh really? I didn't notice. That's a good thing though. Because that was what put me off at one point. All these bots. Or you just entered a server and you were the only human being playing. The rest were all bots, basically. I'm glad at least that they got that. Do you know which contractor it is? I think it might also be time to use my one Sapphire cartridge again that has a intact battery to, well, get some berries, because unfortunately with a game or cartridge where the internal battery has run dry, you cannot have, like, you cannot plant berries and expect them to grow, because the growing part is dependent on time. And with a empty battery, the time doesn't get counted anymore. There's no clock, like no eternal clock. The clock that you set at the beginning of the game in your childhood bedroom at your mom's house in the game, I mean, not mine in real life. It just gets stuck. Like the two pointers, they just point at whatever it was last at when before the battery has run dry. So yeah, that's why I use I have one game where the battery still works, and that's because the eBayer whom I bought it off of thought he was doing me a favor by putting a new battery in, which is actually not what I wanted. But then again, I can't really complain. I now have at least one save file where I can reliably grow new berries. And by that, of course, by extension, get new Pokeblocks, which are definitely gonna be needed in the Safari Zone. Makes catching Pokemon a bit easier. Imagine having a character who starts as a good guy, then turns evil, then turns good back, and then turns evil again, and then turns good again, and then that Ninja Go main villain Gamadon, it's so funny. It reminds me, without spoiling too much, of a Ian Banks Culture's novel character. To be fair, it's not clear if he's morally very grey. But that's like a series where it's completely normal to have been a girl and then a boy and then a girl again. It's just one of these futures where you can just instantly change what you are. Really reminds me of that guy, but I'm not gonna spoil too much. I mean, if it's well written, then everything could work. Or almost everything. Tried looking up the contractor's name online, but couldn't find anything. Okay. All I know is that there are only 2 people working on TF2. Only 2! So there's only 2 people pretty much doing work for TF2. Well, I mean, it is an old game, right? It's was 9 years in development. But now it's... I mean, it was great and big back then, but how old is it now? Did it release in 2007 or 2009? I forgot. But yeah, it's TF2 exists longer than I have been in a relationship in, which is 14 years. So yeah, it's an old game. It doesn't really surprise me that much. One guy who has worked on TF2 from day one. What a guy. He's definitely the core of that game. And a contractor was originally on Steam Deck but works part-time on TF2 now. Oh, okay. Well, I don't have a Steam Deck myself. My husband has one. Bought it second-hand off of a friend of ours. And from what I've seen, he's very, he's happy with it. And seems to be a really good portable console. Still makes a lot of money, though. No, that's fair. I think games like Second Life that still have a community, it also still makes money. And I actually like that when a very old game still has a community, or maybe if newer generations discover it and then the community gets new members that are, funnily enough, are younger than the game itself. But I mean, I already discussed my views on gatekeeping in gaming, like age gatekeeping in general. Gatekeeping, not a fan. And I really like it when new people find something that they enjoy. Alright, 2 seconds. Come on, I can smell a shiny coming. And it will be nothing. Alright. Come on, where are you? I'm just checking what... I get a lot of... I mean, that's a lot of potential frames. I do guess that the adamant gives me more. Not that that really matters. Although it does increase the chances. Now let's see. I can always switch between whatever I like. The one set here, Valve used to be pretty decent big team. Yeah, from what I've seen, definitely. Who would have given at least one big update every year to 2007 to 2018. Ah, okay, so it was 2007. But when they dropped the ball with Meet Your Match, they stopped. Or well, tried to revive Comp for 2 years after Meet Your Match when it released. It bled out and died after Blue Moon and stopped. Yeah, I mean, it has had its own run. I actually think it's really interesting that they're still working on it. Usually with games being that old, that's not the case. Usually. But I mean, yeah, I do get much more many, yes. I grammar very not at all. I get more frames when I use adamant. Usually I get more frames, that's when my emerald just tends to give me adamant shinies in the beginning. So, I mean, for me the weekend is almost over, not for some of you. I think for you, Fiery Chameleon, it's already Monday, if I'm not mistaken. And Ahmed, I think you have a very close time to, I mean, I think we even share a time zone, if I'm not mistaken. I forgot if it splits there at that part of Africa or not. I always forget that. No, you're actually an hour, you have 1 hour more, so it's GMT +2, alright, that's where it splits. And what happens is that the remaining people who work on it give 3 community updates per year, winter, Halloween and summer update, filled with community cosmetics and maps, and that bug fixes. I mean, I've seen some community cosmetics. Some of them were really freaking good and others were... but still, I mean... That just exists is already nice in and of itself, I think. Yeah, you're one hour ahead. Hey there, Smokey Mario. Welcome back to the stream. How you doing? You doing good? It's still pretty... I mean, you have a couple of hours still left from your weekend. So hopefully the weekend has been nice to you. Still nothing, alright. Just gonna reset like this. Change it to the adamant, just to make the odds of I even accidentally hitting a shiny frame a bit higher. Wanted to go quirky first. Oh wait, I still have to save. What am I doing? Muscle memory. There we go. Then we save. I'm in the future. Not as much as Fiery Chameleon. He's the most in the future, I would say. But yeah, the sun is slowly setting where I am. Remember a couple of streams ago I had much more money than that, but that's what happens when you buy a lot of vitamins in order to skip at least a bit of EV training. They're so expensive. And these stupid NPCs, they keep moving. I really hate it. Wish I was in the past like you guys. Yeah, just take your clock and like wind it backwards. Nah, just kidding. That's not gonna help it. But it's funny how sometimes it depends. When you take a plane to somewhere, you end up arriving at the same time where you boarded the plane, or vice versa. That something like that can happen. But still, I still wonder how flat earthers explain time zones. No, Ahmed, you're actually making me a bit worried when you say things like that. having a bad day. Froze time on the plane. Oh, that would be horrifying. Just the idea of freezing time in and of itself. What would that entail, right? Would you be conscious of it, or would you not be conscious of it? You live in the US, yeah, that's why, yeah, I live in Luxembourg, that's why my time zone is GMT +1. But the US is such a huge country that it has multiple time zones. But Ahmed, if you need someone to talk to, you know, the Discord DMs are also open. And I mean it. Always cool to talk to people who live elsewhere. Yeah, that's what I really like, especially if they come from cultures that are very foreign. Like Ahmed has other things to say in his country than other people. Australia is also a different culture that I always like to ask people from that country how it is like. Always like to ask locals. They're gonna give you the most honest opinions. At least from my experience. Can't say I know anyone else that lives in Luxembourg. Well, we don't even have, like, there's not even 1 million Luxembourgers worldwide, so yeah, it's not a nationality that you find a lot. Very, very expendable, that's why you shouldn't care about me. That's what you think, or that's what your depression tells you. I don't think that's true. But yeah, I don't think you're expendable. And still haven't gotten the results back of the exams. Still no shiny, come on. Yeah, it's not true. For example, already not true because to your mom you're not expendable at all. I would say that's the complete opposite would be the case. I mean, I'm not a mom yet, but from what I know from speaking to parents, they love their children, usually, not always, unfortunately, but their children are so important to them that a parent losing their child, that's apparently one of the worst psychological experiences a human being can go through. And that alone shows how, to some people, you are... I mean, there's a lot of people in the world, but to some people, you are their world. So, hopefully that will bring you on a good train of thought. Know how it is to have to battle your own demons and your past if you have a bad childhood. I completely understand that, Ahmed. That's just... wouldn't wish that upon my worst enemy. It's like... you have to unlearn so many things. You have to get rid of the lens, the distorted lens that you are viewing the world through. And just the first step, already acknowledging that you are viewing the world through such a overcritical lens, that action in and of itself is already really freaking hard to pull off. And then you gotta heal. And unfortunately, healing is very messy. And I don't mean the the football player, right? I mean the not so nice kind of messy. But it's definitely doable. And as I said before, if you really need to vent and you don't want to do it in a public chat, which I understand if you don't want to do that, then my DMs are open. And I'll try to help with whatever I can. I'm the football Messi all the time. Yeah, I'm not good at. I was never good at football. My kick with my left leg is just so freaking weak, but when I do it with my right leg, it's like a the day and night difference. Yeah, exactly, brain. Makes sense. Day and night difference, I was trying to say. It's not my past that hurt me these days, just the overthinking. Are you sure it's not the past? Because the overthinking usually stems from a past like this, and I'm unfortunately speaking from experience. I have been thinking about religion and how people are so dumb to hate each other about such a subject. Oh, that's definitely understandable that you are enraged about unfair crap like that. And definitely understandable if you rage about just the unfair state that the world is in right now. Definitely understandable. It's just that unfortunately you need to separate yourself from that. Because at least you are not the cause of this. If that helps. Has helped me. Yeah, I'm also unfortunately a big overthinker. Oh, come on, shiny whooper now, please. He says full Wi-Fi signal. That's what it looks like on its stomach. It looks like a Wi-Fi signal. Yeah, overthinking really isn't nice. Definitely not nice when you are predestined, so to speak, to have dark thoughts and then being anxious or having had a hard past or having a vivid imagination. That's like the cocktail of death when it comes to overthinking. Used to think a ton about religion stuff too and people using that to hate. So I do get it, yeah. I still do that today, right, as an adult. But, I mean, all I can do is I can identify the religious abuse patterns that I see. And then when I have kids, not repeat them. That's one of the best things you can do. You can stare trauma and all the evils in the face and say, I'm not gonna be like this. I'm not gonna be the reason this cycle of hatred and nonsense and violence continues. And if you do that, I think that's one of the most honorable things. Definitely you can use that word. One of the most honorable things you can possibly do. And I plan on doing that, because that's all, unfortunately, for now that I can do, but it's already doing so much. Saw my sister as well when she got my nephew, she gave birth. She swore to herself, yes, I will not repeat the mistakes other parents did back then. It's a chain of saying, no, I refuse to perpetuate misery. And if you get that chain going, instead of having started a butterfly effect of misery and pain and violence, you've achieved the butterfly effect of love and tolerance. Of course, you can also do that without having children. You don't necessarily need to have kids. Just in general, how you treat people. Of course, don't let people just walk all over you. That's definitely not good. And don't do that. I've been there, done it. It's not good. Don't be too much of a toxic people pleaser. It's not gonna help you. People put so much time to make an argument based on events that we don't know if they happen. Like, I saw 2 videos about 2 people, one Islam, other Christian. They both act like the other one is stupid. Yeah, I never understood that. All you had to do is mind your own business. Yeah, exactly. Don't make argument about something we can't be sure of. Why do we fight? Why the hate? I wish the world for one day to live in peace. Oh, I wish the same, Ahmed. I've been wishing that since the day I was born, practically. Or maybe not. The day I understood what was going on. I can't give you an answer. They just think also people just use religion and they, when you not attack their religion, but if you have arguments that somewhat dismantle their religion or go against what they've been taught, then they take that as a personal attack because they personally identify with that religion. Unfortunately. I'm like agnostic atheist, but I respect all religions as long as they aren't forcing it on others and using it as an excuse to harm others in any way. Yes, I am saying, on the atheism scale, which is from 0, completely theistic, so completely religious, to 7, which is not an atheist, but an anti-theist. So someone who says gods absolutely do not exist in any fashion. I'm on that scale, I am at a 6 point something, maybe 6.9. I don't believe in any gods, I don't even believe in any supernatural stuff. I think everything supernatural can be explained by science and math. It's just that maybe we are not intelligent enough to understand said science or math. Just like a rat isn't still a very intelligent animal, but you cannot, like, I cannot teach a rat how to do thermodynamic equations. That won't work. I could do this for thousands of years if someone kept me alive artificially, and I could try and try and try again. That would never be able to work because there's just what usually people call a singularity. So these things are non-comprehensible for a creature like that. And I think there's a lot of things out there that are not understandable to humans, but that doesn't mean that there automatically has to be some kind of religious or supernatural explanation for it. I think we're gonna have that with quantum physics, that probably the universe at its smallest resolution is probably much weirder than we think it is. Not religious, but I believe that people have the right to believe in what they want. Yeah, I'm not one of these atheists, you know, the fedora wearing one who goes to religious people and tells them, "Oh, I'm intellectually superior because I'm an atheist." Yeah, no, it doesn't have to mean anything. No one likes preachy anything. But, of course, if your religion prohibits you from doing X, okay, then you don't do X, and I respect that. But if you come and then tell me it's against my religion to do X, so you are not allowed to do X, no. Absolutely not. That's not how this works. Like, when I'm on a diet, that doesn't mean that everyone has to stop eating sweets because I'm on a diet. That's not how a diet works. And that's also not how a religion works. So, these rules, they are self-imposed. If they're rational or not, that's not up to me to decide. But then don't go around and force other people to comply. Guess I'm mostly agnostic because, like, if you ask me, I think there's any sort of God or any sort of higher power. All I can say is I don't know. Just don't really believe in any specific religion or anything. Yeah, I'm on the same boat. I think it's also called hard agnostic or hard agnosticism. Which is, I mean, I actually not believe, but I could conceive of something like a god or something that merits being called a god existing at one point in time. But I think that's either going to be at the end of the universe's lifespan, or I don't know, maybe some kind of alien or extraterrestrial civilization or intelligence that is just so intelligent that it can manipulate space-time or just bend laws of physics. That would be a god to me, at least. That would come pretty close to a god. But that's not like anything of the gods that people usually believe in. So it's a language argument as well. What is a god? But I don't think this universe was designed. I think it emerged. And still no shiny. How can that be? Still no shiny after 40 minutes. I used to be Christian as a child. And I prayed, I know it's sad, but I prayed to God that he would finally put an end to all of that misery. Almost every night before going to bed. But then I slowly realized that I was kind of lying to myself. As in, I wanted God to be real. I wanted there to be a omnipotent, omnipresent, omnibenevolent entity. Because that would mean that existence is fair at the end. And that gave me calmness, that gave me serenity, that... Yeah, but still, if you want something to be true, that doesn't mean that it is true. And some people lie to themselves in that way. Some even don't notice that they're lying to themselves. But I did notice that, man, I sure wish that was true. But is it actually true? Because, you know, reading a lot about astronomy, I was getting more skeptical after every single book. Why would God make a universe like that and 99.9999999999999% is inhabitable by its own creation? Like, that doesn't make any sense. And we're just a tiny, itsy bitsy, minuscule speck in the universe, in existence even. It doesn't look like it's designed at all. And people just seem to have the problem of understanding what emergence is. Things can emerge, like complex things can emerge from less complex things. That definitely happens. I mean, stars already are that. You know, in the beginning of the universe, there were no stars because they couldn't form yet because of the physical conditions. But then at one point, it cooled down enough that the protons and neutrons could be together, and that the protons and neutrons, the atomic core, could capture electrons in their orbits. And that's when the first chemicals could exist as we know them. And then just huge gases of hydrogen clumping into a sphere that just happens to be able to fuse. Well, that's what a star is. A star is more complex than just the components it's made of. But that doesn't mean that a star has been designed. It's just emergence. I think people just need to read more about emergence. It's not such a uncommon phenomenon. I think even the universe or existence itself might be some kind of emergence in and of itself. But then again, those are very metaphysical debate topics. It's hard to believe in God when you know that he never shows you anything to believe in him. Yeah, that's also one of my arguments. I want God to show me a real crazy thing and then I will believe him. Yeah, I mean, if God shows himself to me like that, then I definitely believe it. Or then I know that he exists. That just surpasses belief, you know? Can't say that I think for sure God or higher power doesn't exist or something. Just accept that I don't know and probably can't even know, I guess. Yeah, that's a agnostic position. What on earth am I hearing while talking to people on Discord? I don't know. Or like, what Discord are you on currently? Still no shiny, that can't be. Let me check the... I don't have that many left. Should be getting a level 25 shiny whooper. Used to be Christian. I think I always felt trapped in it because I feared if I tried to question it, I was scared it would end up going to hell or something. Yeah, that is just the idea of a eternal punishment for a like a finite sin is just, I think that's the wackiest idea humans have come up with, I think. Like, imagine explaining that to an alien. Where would you even begin? Like, it's just such a sick idea the more you think about it. I think it's the sickest idea we've ever made up in your little weird brains that we have. And that's also messed up, like people just telling you, oh yeah, he's homosexual, he's gonna end up burning forever. Jeez. Does that really warrant being in pain forever? Do people know what forever entails? Can they consciously, like, can they make an image in their head and be like, oh yeah, forever means it's gonna be forever. It's never gonna end. I don't think people truly understand infinity, although to be fair, infinity is not meant to be understood. That much I've understood one of the first math lessons that I had at university, where he proved that there are infinite infinities and some infinities are bigger than others, and then you end up questioning reality itself. Love God and Jesus, man. Alright. I am an atheist, and I am not against Jesus, at least his teachings. Yeah, definitely a good guy. I find it harder to believe and want to be associated with believing them, with people being very weird about it, and yeah. If God and Jesus is real, they believe that hell for eternity, just being gay or committing a crime is downright evil. Yeah, I mean, have they read the Bible? Have they seen how Jesus treats his fellow men and women? How he treated poor people, how he treated prostitutes, you know, marginalized groups. He loved them just like anyone else. Why do Christians not copy that? I thought it was, you know, the saying goes, what would Jesus do? Yeah, Jesus would be nice. He would love his neighbors. He would respect them. Why not do that, you know? And, I mean, if a God exists and he is just and benevolent, then I have nothing to fear. Even as an atheist, I have nothing to fear because I don't sin. Simple as that. I don't murder, I don't steal, I don't, like, I don't know, any of these commandments. I don't covet my neighbor's wife. Well, I'm into guys, so I wouldn't, but I don't covet my neighbor's husband either. I got my own. And I'm not into adultery. I think that's pretty heinous. Don't need religion to not do that. I don't steal. Yeah, I just don't do things like that. I I don't do it because what I said before, just don't hate and crime and all that. That's just a cycle. And you need to be the one who says, okay, I'm an adult now. I can make my own choices. My choice is not to perpetuate said cycle. Was Jesus ever up for the idea of hell, or was he against it? That's very debatable if you read the original. I mean, have you read the Bible? I have actually read them. Old and New Testament. A very old version and also the King James Bible version, which are slightly different. But he never really mentions what his thoughts are about hell. But then again, a lot of Christian scholars think that the original description of hell, which is called Gehenna, that was actually a place in Israel where they burned criminals, so it wasn't meant to be a literal fire and brimstone hell. But there's plenty of debates of Christian scholars and atheists alike what Jesus' position was on hell. But I think the one that makes the most sense to me is that hell shouldn't be thought as a real place, but it used to be. It comes from Gehenna, a place where they burn criminals, and that the true hell is like the Bible says, or at least the Torah as well with Sheol. It's just a place where you are abandoned from God, so it's regret, but it's not a fire or anything like that. Oh, hey there, Kryto Skywaker. Welcome back to the stream. How you doing? Oh wait, you have a headache. Oof. Hopefully that will be better soon. That's very unfortunate. Hopefully it's not hurting too much. The only reason why I still identify myself as Muslim is because if there is no God, that's what the punishment of believing in one. That's why, even though I don't pray that much, only a few times a week. I mean, like I said before, if God is real, it doesn't matter which God, and the God in question is benevolent, then I have nothing to fear. Because I don't do evil. It's really easy not doing evil, just don't. I wonder how people just do evil deeds and go to bed and fall asleep without a conscience. I mean, to be fair, if you have no conscience at all, you can't have a bad conscience, right? But still, it just creeps me out. Not too much, quite honestly. I really should consider reading it one day. Honestly, kind of distanced myself from religion because of hell, actually. It made me filled with too much anxiety. Oh yeah, hell gave me the thought of hell potentially existing gave me an existential crisis as a kid. Like, full-on crying, ugly crying existential crisis. And I kind of argued myself into, yeah, wouldn't it be better that no one would make a new soul ever? That we would make Earth completely sterile. That way no new souls are born that could potentially go to hell, because hell is the worst state you could possibly be in. I had, it wasn't anxiety, it was terror. So I completely understand what you mean. I know some Christians though, two of them specifically, they are authoritarianist Christians and they believe that hell is empty. And those are the chillest Christians that I know. Just feel like some religions have a lot of unnecessary restrictions and such. Personally, as long as you aren't harming others or anything in any way, I don't really care what you do. Yeah, same. If you don't hurt anyone or curse anyone, then go ahead, believe in whatever you want. Next week's gonna be very bad in terms of heat. The maximum degree is gonna be 41 Celsius. Yikes. That's... I mean, I like the summer. I'm a summer kind of gal, but 41 degrees Celsius is too much. Anything above 36, I draw the line at 36. That's where I think if it gets any hotter than that, that's where it starts to become really bad. Still no shiny. Same in 2020, I was crying and terrified on the idea of hell. Yeah. Literally had to take anxiety meds because of it. Definitely understandable. I mean, like I said before, imagine telling that to an alien. And an alien not knowing, wait, is it real? I mean, I would definitely understand if the alien had a existential crisis. But I'm glad that you, at least from what I've understand, you kind of got out of that anxiety, hopefully. You had the same experience as well? I mean, I've seen kids cry in churches before because of the idea of hell. Like I said before, it's just one of the most messed up ideas we ever had. It's just crazy. Sorry, I needed to do that. I'm checking the weather now as well. Ooh, it's gonna be really warm on Tuesday, although not 41 degrees. I don't know where you are, Kryto Skywaker. You don't need to disclose that, of course, if you don't want to. But geez, 41 degrees, that's just wow. Especially if it's humid, then it's even worse. And good luck getting through that. Hopefully that will... Ah, bonjour GB, comment ça va? Et bienvenue dans mon stream. Chez moi, oui, ça va. Aujourd'hui, j'étais un petit peu fatiguée pour aucune raison, parce que j'ai dormi pour 10 heures, donc ça c'est normal. Mais il y a toujours des jours où on est toujours, j'ai dit toujours deux fois, mais il y a toujours des jours où on est seulement un peu épuisé. Middle Europe, Hungary. Oh, Hungary. So, fellow European. 41 degrees, jeez, poor you. Hopefully you have an AC. If not, it's gonna be pretty yikes. Hey there, fluffy bunnies. Welcome back to the stream. How you doing? How's the hunt been? Until now, no shinies for some reason. I'm looking for a shiny whooper right now. But for some reason, it won't appear. Don't know why. Just keep missing the necessary frames. But then again, it is a frame perfect input that you have to do perfectly twice. Also scares me to think any pets or anyone I liked who died and thinking they're in hell as we speak. Oh, that was part of my existential crisis. It was like, oh no, just imagine all animals. Like I thought that as I don't know, how old was I, 5 years old or something? And I had a crisis. I cried for 7 hours. My mom was completely done at the end of it. You know, when you cry so much that you get not a headache, but something like a migraine even. My brain was pulsating, literally. It felt like that. And I was just, oh no, imagine that every animal goes to hell because they can't be Christian. And I was just, like, little girl me was just fixated on that idea, and I just couldn't deal with that. Life's really easy when you realize hell isn't real. Still no shiny. Alright, I'm gonna go for one more. And then I'm going to go into the grass. Oui, ça va, merci. J'entre dans moins d'une semaine, j'ai hâte. Ah, d'accord. La rentrée de l'école, je pense. T'es beaucoup fatigué en ce moment, non? Oui, un peu. Je sais pas pourquoi, mais... peux toujours jouer et faire mon stream. Good luck on that. Yeah, thank you. Gonna need the luck for when the ball RNG hits. That's usually where I cannot do any RNG manipulation. I can do manipulation when it comes to shinies and IVs, but not when it comes to will the Pokemon actually stay in the ball. Hang on, I'll put some people here as a moderator because they have been here for a long time. So, JP, tu es un modérateur maintenant. Ou modératrice, je sais pas. And you as well. Oh no, I just No, I misclicked something. Sorry. There we go. I accidentally hid you, Krytos Skywalker. Sorry about that. I misclicked. Wanted to add you as a moderator. There we go. That's much better. Excuse me for doing that. Doesn't seem like I can undo it in that way. So sorry about that. J'essaie d'acheter Emerald en ce moment, c'est mission impossible à moins de 100 €. Oui, c'est énorme au moment. Tous les jeux rétro, les prix ils sont seulement fous. Mais il y a des bourses en France et aussi en Belgique, en Luxembourg et en Allemagne où tu peux peut-être trouver Emerald à 60 € peut-être. Ce qui est pas si fou que 100 €. Merci, je vais essayer de bien modérer. Oui, je fais ça, je donne tout, les modérateurs, je donne ça aux personnes qui reviennent souvent à à mes streams. Et du coup, je suis un garçon. Ah, d'accord. But yeah, people, I know, I just switch between languages. Would be very funny if the German guy now enters, then I would switch between 3 languages. That would be very fun. Kind of used to do that anyway. Especially in Luxembourg, we have a lot of people that work here and they cross the border. And also in the capital, we have a lot of people who basically they stay for 5 years. And a lot of them speak English, and I switch to English. Some migrant workers are from, or cross-border workers are from Germany, so I speak German to them. And the people from Belgium and France, well, yeah, French is then used, and that's pretty normal. I mean, the most I've spoken in one day was all of the languages, so 6. But to be fair, the Italian was very easy and the Japanese was limited to... There's one Japanese lady that I know or actually 2, but one that I sometimes see in the capital in Luxembourg, and I ask her how she's doing in Japanese, and it's a very surface level conversation. That's all I can speak in Japanese. But that was a day where I spoke all of the languages. That was a cool day. And no shiny Whooples, so let's go to the grass part of Safari Zone. Oh, not grass, you have to go here. Safari Zone, area 5. Let's go for the Mareep. Oh, that's a lot of Mareeps that we can get here. So let's go and try that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe you're a moderator, I'm honored. Well, you've been here for such a long time, I should have done that earlier, unfortunately. To be honest with you, I should have done that much earlier. But now you are, so... And sorry about hiding that, that was a stupid misclick. you unfortunately only know English. That's very common with people in the US. But then again, where you live, you don't need that many languages. In Luxembourg, that's just freaking normal. And I'm not really that impressive, I have to say. There's people that I know who speak like 10 languages. And not just like with me, 3 of them or 4 of them rather fluently, and the others are very limited. Some Spanish from school, but that's all. Well, I think then you might know more Spanish than I do. I know only a couple of phrases. And I can sometimes infer from written or spoken Spanish text what they're talking about, especially if it's close to the Italian or specifically the French words. That's very fun when you're a polyglot if you speak multiple languages. For example, when I am learning Italian right now, so that I can connect with my Italian family. My dad never talked Italian to me. He never thought that was necessary. So I'm teaching myself Italian right now, as in I'm also enrolled in classes. And I'm having a much easier time than some other people there because I know French. And both languages are part of the Roman language group. And that's why there's a lot of similarities, also grammatically speaking. And some sentences you can actually word for word translate from French to Italian and it would work out. So that's where sometimes you can use the languages that you know as a crutch, so to speak. That's the best part of it. Think speaking multiple languages would be cool. It is very practical, I have to say. Most of the chat is moderators. Yeah, but that's because I just give all the people that are almost always there, I do give them mod rights. And then there's specific mod rights like normal mod, and all the people who are also Patreon, they are more than a normal moderator. But hopefully I'll reach the threshold for the watch time hours. I'm pretty close to it, around 2,500 and something. I need 3,000. And then I can have channel memberships, and then we can finally have some custom icons and smileys here. It's gonna be fun. And other channel perks. But yeah, your comment is pretty accurate. Speaking multiple languages, that has definitely helped me more than it has hindered me. But then again, I come from a society where it's expected to know at least 3. In Luxembourg, if you only speak Luxembourgish and maybe a bit German and no French, then you are in trouble. That kind of flexibility when it comes to languages is just pretty much expected. And very, very often when I'm in public somewhere and I see French people trying to discuss something with Germans, and they just, with their English, it just doesn't work out. I'm very often like a mediator or translator for them. That's a Sunkern. Gotten a shiny last week. I might also mention, unfortunately, don't think I'll be able to stream next Sunday. And maybe not next Saturday as well. I will be with my parents next weekend. And unfortunately, that computer that I have there, it's my laptop from university, it's not strong enough to be able to stream. I did some test streams and it always failed. So this is gonna be the last Safari stream for at least 2 weeks. It's gonna start on the 20th then again. just so you know. I should be back by the 20th and 21st. Of course, during the week I should be able to stream as well. I always make, I pre-schedule the streams and then, you know, you can hit the bell icon for notifications. You know how that goes. Pretty sure you've heard that a million times already, right? Quel shiny chasses-tu? Maintenant, c'est Mareep. Et le nom français de Mareep, c'est... Oh, je sais pas, j'ai oublié. Un instant. Poképédia, où es-tu? J'ai besoin de ton conseil. Watuat, ça c'est le shiny ou le... Bah, shiny c'est anglais, c'est le terme anglais. Il y a, du coup, il y a le terme chromatique en français. Donc, je chasse un Watuat chromatique. C'est en rose. Donc, ma couleur préférée. Un joli shiny qui reste aussi en rose. La dernière face, il est aussi en rose. Et ça, le nom français, c'est Faramp. Ah, Faramp, ça c'est une bonne... Ça c'est un bon porte-manteau. Randomly explodes. Oh, I didn't know you were a Electrode. Thought you were a Flareon and then an Espeon, but now you learned Explosion? D'accord, et je n'ai jamais demandé, mais as-tu un objectif précis de chasse, comme un Shiny Dex par exemple? Sur le thumbnail du vidéo ou du live stream, il y a quelques shiny. Toujours, maintenant je me trouve en zone ou Area 5, donc zone 5. Il y a multiples Pokémon qui sont ici, qui se trouvent ici, et seulement ici, dans la version émeraude. Et ce sont les Pokémon là, donc Sunkern, Mareep, Aipom, Spinarak, Hoothoot, Snubbull, Stantler, Gligar. Donc je sais pas les noms français, il y a des fois où ils ont le nom est identique ou nom anglais et autrefois c'est les versions françaises ont leur propre nom. Mais oui, ça sont les chromatiques que je veux. C'est un beau shiny, oui, exactement. Mais je peux peut-être faire un shiny Dex. Oh, for a second I thought that was a shiny Mareep because of the pinkness. But unfortunately it isn't. Don't worry, this is normal Flare Speon behavior. Yeah, being a fiery menace and being a Esper at the same time has to be pretty hard. Donc tu essaies d'avoir le plus shiny possible obtenable dans le jeu? Oui, parce que maintenant, avec la pilule écrasée et la manipulation de RNG, c'est vraiment facile à obtenir une centaine des chromatiques parce que moi, j'ai vraiment plus que 100 shiny. Et... Ah non, pas l'eau. Mais oui, c'est seulement... C'est ça, essayer d'obtenir tous les chromatiques possibles dans toutes les versions. Et aussi montrer un peu comment ça fonctionne. La manipulation RNG. Still no shiny though. I'm kind of disappointed. Usually I do get a shiny and like until now at least 2, 3, even more. Fais-tu seulement de la manip RNG en... Non, pas seulement dans la 3e génération, donc ça c'est seulement le début. Je veux aussi en futur proche faire ça avec les autres jeux de la génération 3, mais aussi avec Pokémon Perle, Pokémon Diamant, Pokémon Platine et tous les autres où ça c'est possible. Ça va venir aussi en futur. Seulement pour les jeux DS, j'ai vraiment besoin d'une... comme en anglais, ça se dit capture card. Donc ça, c'est un truc... un appareil qui est monté dans le DS pour capturer les signaux vidéo du DS de la console et pour avoir... pour que ça, c'est possible de le voir dans le stream, dans OBS. Et ça coûte environ 300 €, donc je suis en train de sauvegarder un peu de monnaie pour moi pour que ça va fonctionner. Donc j'ai besoin de ça avant d'être... Oui, oui, je peux faire aussi ça, la manipulation sur un émulateur, mais je veux pas... Ça c'est la pointe, je veux pas faire ça sur émulateur, je veux faire ça comme les Anglais ils disent retail, sur les vraies cartouches. D'accord, j'ai hâte de voir ça. Oui, ça va venir. Oui, je compte prendre un capture card. Et en as-tu déjà une? Oui, celle-là que j'utilise maintenant, ça c'est une Dazzle. Donc D-A-Z-Z-L-E. Ça c'est pour capturer les signaux vidéo de ma GameCube que j'utilise pour jouer Emerald. Et puis j'ai une Elgato qui fonctionne sur base de HDMI. Et oui, ça c'est tout. Mais le DS, ça c'est plus compliqué. Tu as vraiment besoin d'une modification interne. Donc ça c'est un projet pour le futur. Je dois avoir ces 300 € en avance que ça va fonctionner. Je peux pas faire ça moi-même, l'installation du mode, parce que moi, mes deux mains, non. Sont vraiment stupides, mes mains. Sur quel concept comptes-tu prendre une capture card? Ça c'est... pour le DS, oui, 300 € me paraît beaucoup pour une DS. Oui, mais c'est une installation d'un mode. Et parce que moi, je peux pas faire ça moi-même. Je dois envoyer un DS de moi à un mec qui fait ça. Et puis, il me renvoie le DS, la console. Et puis, c'est installé. Il y a aussi un logiciel qui me donne avec ça. Mais ça, c'est exactement le mode ou le logiciel que les streamers, les youtubeurs, ils utilisent s'ils jouent les jeux DS, mais sans émulateur, donc sur une cartouche, sur la console, sur retail. Une 3DS, parce que ça, c'est plus intelligente. Avec une 3DS modifiée, tu peux capturer les vidéos des jeux DS et 3DS. Et donc, avec une DS Lite, c'est seulement possible avec... les DS Lite, ils sont seulement compatibles avec les jeux DS. Et non pas avec les jeux 3DS. Part Espion, not Esper. You accidentally said Esper. Oh, excuse me. This gives me an excuse to say that Esper is like the best Pokemon ever created. I really like Esper. I like the evolutions even more. Really nice concept, I have to say. I mean, it's a psychic type and it's a cat. That's already two very good points in my book. I love cats. I love the psychic type. So I was already sold on that when I saw them the first time. But yeah, Esper is really nice. Really like it. It has seen things. Definitely looks the part. I wonder if James can still make it. I am disappointed though. No shiny until now. What's wrong with me? Is it really these two annoying NPCs in the beginning just ruining my frames? Because if that keeps happening, I definitely have to get that battle video method to work, or else it's gonna take a very long time. And at least I want to be done with the Safari Zone for... Try to get every single shiny by the end of this year. There's other formats that I would like to do, for example, egg hunts. And then when I've exhausted pretty much every possibility with Generation 3 RNG manip, then it's on to the next generation, that would be Generation 4. And then when that's done, Generation 5. Not sure if I can do RNG manipulation on Generation 6. I've never done that before. I'm not knowledgeable about that. Every generation is slightly or dramatically different when it comes to RNG manipulation. But I'll know when we get there. I mean... Acheter une capture card pour 3DS coûte maximum 150 jusqu'à 200 €. Je sais installer si ça t'intéresse, mais besoin de dépenser autant de sous. Ah bon, je savais pas. Est-ce que tu as trouvé un lien ou est-ce que tu as trouvé un site web ou quelque part où ça me coûte pas 300 €? Sinon, montre-moi. Parce que ceux que moi j'ai rencontrés, c'était toujours plus que 300 €. Mais c'était en Amérique, États-Unis. Alright, let's see what I get now. Come on, shiny, please. No, no shiny. What's wrong? So many new shinies that I can get and not a lot have showed up. That's very unfortunate. Don't tell me this is one of them, of these no shiny ones. That would definitely make me sad. So many good shinies that I can get. D'accord, ça c'est le lien. Je regarde. Ah, ça c'est ça c'est le même mec où moi... J'ai trouvé... Ah, je pense qu'il a changé le prix, en effet. Oui, c'est exactement ça. Il a changé le prix. Donc, le prix est baissé. Oui. Ah, ça, c'est bien. 200 $, ça, c'est... 200 $ en euros. Ah, j'ai tapé ça en français. Donc, ça, c'est 195 €. Ah, d'accord. Oui, ça a baissé le prix. Ah, ça, c'est super. Mais oui, si en fait, c'est le même mec où moi, j'avais contacté pour demander si ça va. Donc ça, c'est bien à voir que ça, c'est... Le prix, c'est pas si haut qu'avant. $120 c'est l'installation par soi-même. Oui, mais je sais pas si moi je peux faire ça. J'ai pas la confiance en moi de faire ça moi-même. Je dois être honnête avec toi. Oui, c'est le site le plus connu pour les captures. Oui, oui. Je sais pas, j'ai pas la confiance en moi de le faire moi-même. Oh, soldering experience is required. Ooh. Donc, je dois connaître la soudure. Et moi, j'ai jamais fait ça dans ma vie. Je sais qu'est-ce que c'est et oui, comment ça marche techniquement, mais j'ai jamais fait la soudure. Et on peut brûler les composants avec la soudure si on fait une faute grave. Sache que si ça t'intéresse, comme je t'ai dit, je sais le faire. Oui, on peut faire choses comme ça. Je serais content de le faire si tu en as besoin. Oh, ça c'est vraiment gentil de toi, merci. Parce que moi, avec mes mains, non. Je l'ai déjà dit. Ils sont maladroites, vraiment. Right, so we are discussing how the capture card in the 4DS or 3DS that you need to solder that in, and I have no soldering experience, and my hand, I mean, if I were a Pokemon, my ability would probably be Klutz. Oh, that's a Mareep. It's not a shiny though. So... come on, at least one shiny for the stream. Usually I get many more shinies. I've had streams where I've gotten over 13, I think. I think that 15 was the maximum. Mouth is really dry. I definitely should drink a bit more. Alright. Be right back. I'm gonna get myself something to drink. Right, I am back. Meow, yes, indeed, meow. Oh, I needed this. Apparently it's 13 degrees Celsius outside, yet inside, what does it say? 24. That's like a 10 degree difference from inside and outside. Come on, I definitely want to get at least one new shiny. Not sure why I don't hit the frames. That is definitely weird. There's so much to get here. I mean, also Spinnerack, that I don't have. Hoothoot, all of these, except for Sunkern and Apom. I don't have them. Never had a shiny of these. So how does next week look like for you? Do you have school or university? Do you have holiday? Do you have work to do? I hope if he's still here, cry to Skywalker, that your headache has been... Hopefully it's gone by now. Oh, there's a moth that just came inside. Yeah, I know there's not a lot to see here. And don't eat my cloths. Definitely not a fan of that. Oh, that felt like a good input. Let's see. Come on, come on. Shiny. Shiny now? Aww. Oh, it can't be true. Come on, where's the shinies? I have college again in like a month or so. Ah, cool. What are you studying? If you want to disclose that, of course. If not, then that's fine. Computers, just like me. I also studied that at university. College, which is the same, essentially. At least that's how I understood it. It must be nice though. I remember when I was in university, I also had like a month of no courses in between semesters. Coding is pretty fun to be honest. Yeah. What are your favorite coding languages? I never gotten warm with C++. Java is pretty fun, I have to say. I don't know what some people have against Java. And C# is, I think that has to be my favorite. It just combines everything I like about Java and everything I like about C++, and it combines it into one. It's as if these two programming languages had a kid, and the kid was the best of both worlds, so to speak. Yeah, C++, I still remember when I was pretty new at it and I somehow provoked a blue screen of death on my laptop. That was pretty fun. Don't do that though. That's what you get when you have C++. It just takes memory from whatever somewhere it just points to, and Java slaps your fingers figuratively and says, no, you are not allowed to go there. Didn't like Java at first, to be honest. Yeah, same. At first I was like, ugh, what is this? But later, when I got to compare it to C++ or just C, that's where I started to appreciate Java more. At least that's how it went for me, but the I don't like Java to I like Java pipeline is definitely real. I started working on Minecraft mod with friends because yes, and now Java is pretty fun. Yeah, definitely understandable. Yeah, Minecraft is written in Java. Wouldn't be my choice of programming language for a game. I think C# would be the best one nowadays. But still, I appreciate the Java. Alright, let's see. Come on, one shiny. At least one. Give me one. No? How cruel. New area, new shinies, new Pokemon, and then nothing comes. Nothing appears. Finally made it to the stream. How has it been? Welcome back, James. Unfortunately, until now, no shinies. No idea why. Just don't get the frame. And then this happens and I need to reset again. But yeah, until now, no shinies. Some interesting philosophical discussions. Some discussions in French. I have a French viewer here. And yeah, was just talking about programming languages with Smokey Mario. Oh, you made an Esper Discord bot in Python? Yeah, Python is also pretty cool. It's something different. I think Python is kind of so different from Java and C that I just don't like comparing them because it feels like you're comparing apples to oranges. Do you get what I mean? If you go, are you good with Discord bot writing? Because I never made one. And it's been a while since I last used Python. Could definitely need some help with Discord. Of course, I would give you something for that. I don't like asking that for free. Either monetary compensation or, well, I am pretty broke at the moment. Or maybe some shinies. James, how has your weekend been? Fine, good. I mean, it was too difficult to figure it out. Yeah, I don't know, how would you say good? That's a good question. Are you working tomorrow, James? I assume so. Thing with the Discord bot, though, like making your own, is you do have to have a way to keep it running 24/7. I guess, yeah, that can run into complications. I would see how that would be give you problems. Does anyone here have what's it called again? The premium Discord? Nitro? Does anyone have Nitro here? Have the cheaper Discord Nitro. Right, what are your perks of that Nitro if you'd like to share? Can use emotes from other servers and such. Ah, yeah, that's the basic one. That's also pretty cool. Should I get the monetization pros or just the membership thing going? I'm currently working with my husband. We're currently working on emotes, like channel exclusive emotes. That will be fun. Yeah, Nitro Basic. All right. Ooh, that felt like a really good timing. Let's see if it not only felt like it. Yeah, it did, unfortunately. Alright, let me quickly check if quirky, do I get quirky ones? Oh yeah, but it's only one frame though. Nah, it would be not such a good idea. Take a bit longer. So let's continue with the adamant one. I'm like almost 100 Discord servers. Jeez, that's a lot. Have Nitro weekends been good? Hope yours has been too. Yeah, was able to help my brother with his work. Hopefully, I'll get a full, not full-time job, but it will be a half-time job, but hopefully I'll get a job at that company as well. It's a company where the dude who made it is basically a very good friend of my brother. And they're installing solar panels in Luxembourg. And yeah, that would be nice because that would be a fully remote job. And I could do it wherever it wouldn't matter where I would live. Working tomorrow but off Tuesday for the dentist. Oh, good luck with that. I mean, no one likes dentists. I mean, they have to do a job, of course, and they're very necessary. But yeah, tooth pain is really, really bad. If you know, you know. Wednesday just as a day off, thankfully, so not a full week. Ah, that's nice. 100 is the max, but with not basic Nitro, you can be in 200 servers and have a friend that isn't that many. Oh, jeez, doesn't he get smothered basically in chat messages? I mean, that would make sense if he was. Probably. But geez, 200. I use Discord predominantly to study with others from university because it was really handy for that, especially during COVID. I mean, I'm in 100 almost, but only active in a few. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Maybe Tuesday or Wednesday we can discuss Holland, probably, if you're not busy. Yeah, I have to see. Tuesday I am somewhere, and on Wednesday morning I have my singing lesson. So after the singing lesson, that would be good. And if so, I'll explain the plan for Holland, but I can still not say with certainty that it will work. I still need the consent, basically, of these people that I know in Holland who live there. Because if that would work out, I'd definitely bring something for them as a thanks. They make wonderful coffee. Even if you're not a coffee drinker, James, I mean, my husband isn't a coffee drinker at all, but the coffee that they make themselves is so good. That was fantastic coffee. And even Cameron drank it, like black. That's how good it was. It was really freaking good coffee. And they're very hospitable. Very, very nice people. Only one of them speaks English though. I always communicate in German with them. Because my Dutch is, well, barely existent. Maybe I need to revise or learn at least some Dutch. Oh, come on, game. Don't troll me like that. Of course, can use emotes from the others. Yeah, I mean, that is kind of the point as well. Alright, let's go to Area 6 again. Stupid NPC, moving as always. Why does that keep happening? Oh, please, don't let this be a no shiny stream. Not a fan of those. I do enjoy getting new shinies every so often. Never liked the taste of coffee. Always been too strong for me, but I guess I could try. I mean, I'm not forcing you, but I really have to say that Cameron does not like coffee at all. And yet that coffee he actually asked for seconds. That's how good it was. I have a Dutch friend who studied medicine in Utrecht. Spelled that wrong. No, Utrecht, I think it is, with another R behind the T. Her granddad only knows Dutch. Well, yeah, I mean, that's pretty normal. Can drink decaf though. Yeah, I can ask them if they can make decaf, but if they only make with caffeine, then maybe, I mean, it will already be amazing that we can stop there and sleep there without having a hotel. I mean, that way we would basically not have to pay for our accommodation. I've done that before with my husband. Before that, we went to Holland, to the Netherlands, and we had to do a stop, and we went to their place to stop. They have a really, like, a large place. Made so many good friends from Discord though, and actually they are the ones that got me into drawing and more into coding and such in the first place. Oh, that's nice. So you got inspired by Discord people. I'm glad to see that you're discovering passions. It's really nice. Didn't even expect the option of going to Holland to come up. So please don't think I'll be disappointed if we don't see much of the country. Okay, I'm just telling you, the Netherlands are big, at least. Okay, to be fair to Luxembourger, every country is big. We're like a little speck, a little dot on the map. Like, if you look at Europe, you barely can make out Luxembourg most of the time, because we're so small. But yeah, don't expect us to drive to Rotterdam or Amsterdam. That's gonna be like a 4-hour drive with the kind of traffic that is there during September. And then I need a parking spot for my car for the day. And that alone costs like 60 euros, if not more, in Amsterdam. It's funny, in Amsterdam I can show you hotels where you don't pay as much as if you would have to find a parking spot for your car. So a living, breathing human being pays less than a car. Kind of weird. I do understand though that they want to get rid of cars in their city. Definitely understand that. Oh, come on. Where's my shinies? Didn't even expect the option of Holland to come up. Yeah, I mean, it was a suggestion. I still have to ask if I have to call them first and ask them if they're okay with it. I mean, could be that they're doing something else during that time. I don't know. But I would be doable then. I would advise you to not, or at least you can bring your suitcase, but maybe think about if you have a suitcase that's not as big or as large. That would be preferable. Amsterdam seems like a cool city. It is. I've been how many times now? Over 15? No, not actually, no. A lot of times though. And I really like it. It's, as far as capitals go of Europe, it's a nice capital, definitely. But it's just unfortunately a bit full of these kinds of tourists that are only there to go hook up with prostitutes and then get high of cannabis and then take shrooms and party all night. I mean, if you want to do that, go ahead. Not that I'm judging that, but you can kind of see that the Amsterdammers themselves are kind of annoyed by their city being run over by tourists like that. The backpack your parents gave me can fit a few days worth of stuff. I've taken it with me on weekend trips. Yeah, but you're gonna need a suitcase still. Sorry, I had to deal with some personal stuff through Discord call. Hey, no problem. I mean, my streams aren't some kind of university course where you have to show full presence. Definitely not. Just come in and out however you like. And hopefully your headache has subsided. And hopefully you're not work isn't getting too much for you. I've heard that from someone else actually. Yeah, it is a very nice city, but if you want the same vibes as Amsterdam without all the touristy things, I would maybe refer you to cities like Leiden, so Leiden. It just has these, just like Amsterdam has these small canals and these nice bridges and the funny looking houses. It all has that same kind of Dutch charm without being overrun by tourists. It's like mini Amsterdam. But yeah, Amsterdam, I really like it. What I like most is how walkable the city is. You can go anywhere you want. There's a tram that comes on time. There's trains that come on time. A day ticket is actually not that expensive. Same with the tram. I basically, if you're in Amsterdam, ditch the car. You're not gonna need it. We work for a week, then a week off because my workplace temporarily shuts down. Oh, nice. That means 1 week of vacation for you. 1 week of leisure time. Nice. Or leisure. Not sure actually. I've heard both pronunciations. I do wonder which one is correct. I have a duffel bag in the attic that I could use for Holland. Not a suitcase, but it's big enough for a few days. Yeah, a duffel bag also has the advantage that you can stuff it. And it's not a hard case. You know, the exterior isn't hard, so you can kind of shape it. I think that would be even better. Okay. Please give me a shiny. Please. Oh, come on, game. This is getting ridiculous. But yeah, we can discuss that. Should work. Wish I lived somewhere where cars weren't really necessary. I can't really get anywhere here without a car though. Oh yeah, that's a big problem that the Americas have, and also the US. You're a very car-centered country. That is very unfortunate. Do you know that channel called Not Just Bikes? Oh, come on. Really, did that just happen? He talks about it. He's a guy from Canada who moved to the Netherlands, and he basically makes videos about his experience. I forgot the whole time. Usually when I stream, I put the screen size like this. Not that it really matters, I think, but now you know that you can do that. Because the window is pretty small that I'm using, because I am showing other programs as well. It's usually why I use that one. And I completely forgot that when I play like this without streaming, that's where I use this. But when I stream, I tend to use the big one. It's like the bag you take to the spa. Yeah, that would work out. Definitely. Everything is spread out and public transportation just doesn't really exist. Yeah, that's really... Yeah, not a fan. I really like that about the Netherlands. Not every part of the Netherlands are like this. Like the part where I'm discussing with... where we wanted to go with James. That's pretty rural. But otherwise, Rotterdam, Amsterdam, Arnhem, all the other cities that I went to, you can ditch the car. And just go everywhere by foot or by bike or by train. It's really wonderful if you live like that, definitely. But yeah, it's a really nice nice country in general. Germany kind of has the same problem as the US in some parts, as in public transportation is kind of bad. I mean, there's so many memes about the train network in Germany, the Deutsche Bahn, as they're called. They never arrive on time, and if they do, they get cancelled, and then you gotta wait for the next train, but the next train also gets cancelled, or it's like in 2 hours, so you'll end up wasting even more time. And if you want to get somewhere in Germany, I take the car. To be fair, not everything is spread out too much, like in the US. But that's just because in Europe, I mean, we don't have as much area, of course, not as much surface area. So the population density just is in general higher than it is in the US. So that is actually kind of that problem we don't really have. It depends though on the country. Germany has some parts where either you have a car or you're effed. You're cooked. Same in France, though, some parts where public transport in France works really well in the big cities, but outside any rural area, forget about it. It's not possible. At least it is possible, but it's not reliable, and you want transportation that's reliable. And I mean, I like driving cars. I actually do like driving, but I do wish there were less cars on the road. And whenever I'm facing the option, should I take the car or something else, I always try to take at least something else over the car. At least I try. Right. Come on, give me a shiny. No, still nothing? Oh, Oh geez, okay, I'm gonna, for the last one, for the last reset, I'm just gonna try for a randomly for a shiny Spinnerack, and if that one doesn't yield me anything, then very unfortunate. Then I've had one of the streams where I don't get the shiny. Sometimes that happens, unfortunately, but who said it? I think it was Human Name, a viewer of mine. The real shinies are the friends we made along the way. Europe is cool. I'd like to live in Portugal one day. Definitely not because I have a boyfriend that lives there. Oh well, Portugal is definitely gonna be easier to live in now than, especially if you're in software development and it doesn't matter where you live because of the remote salary that you get. Then I definitely recommend going to Portugal, yeah. Because their real estate, their housing does not cost as much as in the Netherlands or, you know, in Luxembourg, where a normal 4-bedroom house is gonna cost you more than 1 million euros. Ah, Ahmed, you're still there. Did you know that the voice actor of Goku is Kirby? Wait, what? In what language, though? Okay, I'm heading out meanwhile. Good night. Alright, Kryto Skywaker. Thank you so much for being part of the stream. And yeah, see you next time. Have a good night. Hopefully the headache will vanish. From the English version of Dragon Balls? But, like, Kirby doesn't have an English speaker? I'm pretty confused. Even in the anime, it's the original voice actress. I forgot her name, that Japanese woman. She also voices Ness in, and I think Lucas in the Smash Bros. Games. Dragon Balls. Yeah. Dragon Balls. Kirby Moro. Ah, okay, that guy is actually called Kirby. Okay, now I get it. Okay. I thought, like, Kirby, the video game character? There's some ads where he speaks English, but that was just some random person with a pitched up voice. I wasn't allowed to watch Dragon Ball as a kid because my dad walked in during the scene where Cell sucked some poor citizen. Like, it was a graphic scene, not the sex kind of sucking, but the body horror kind of sucking someone dry, as in sucking the contents of their body. Bleh. And that kind of hit me as a child. That was pretty creepy. Still creepy as an adult. And he just went like, nah, that's not for kids. You're not allowed to watch it anymore. Yeah, I don't understand why he says Poyo in the anime. Look, okay. That was an anime invention. Like, in the games, I don't know why people keep saying Kirby is a baby in the games. That never was the case. That's an anime canon, not the game canon. And in the game canon, he actually speaks. He can speak. Mao, as someone who never watched it, was confused for a second. Yeah, just talking about Dragon Ball. It's like, what? What are they talking about? Alright, come on. One last shiny. Please, game. Please give me that. No? Alright, no shinies, unfortunately. And no Safari Saturday or Sunday next week. Unfortunately, that's not... Maybe on Sunday, I have to see. If I'm not too tired afterwards. But I don't think that's gonna work out. But then again, I'm gonna be back next week, definitely on Wednesday. And as always, thank you so much for being part of the stream. Looking forward to seeing you next time. And as always, have a good one. Goodbye and good night.